Hey, good morning everybody. JB the Ranch Mechanic. This is Fast Tip Friday. I'm going to just be putting out a series of videos here every Friday if I can, with just a quick helpful tip on something that I've encountered either that past week or just with experience over time. So this quick tip for today, we have a 2017 Tahoe here showing a P0446 vent valve control solenoid code. On a vehicle this new, even though it's a few years old now, typically the electronic solenoids don't fail. The first thing you want to check if you have a P0446 code is the vent tube and filter assembly by the filler neck up behind here. All right, if you get underneath the rear bumper, you will see this guy, and it is normally attached right up in here. And you can see all the junk falling out of it already. I blew this thing out once and the code didn't go away. So I actually pulled this thing down. I blew it out with it attached still. So I cut the little zip ties holding it and pulled it down and took this little cap off. Just you need a screwdriver. It's very simple. You have the green filter goes toward the tube, and then the coarser black filter goes in like this. So that's how those tubes, or that's how those filter screens go in. And then the cap just goes on top of them like this. And basically what this is an air filter for the vent, basically the evaporative emissions control system to pull air in when those solenoids open. Engine vacuum is applied to this whole system, and that's what creates the vacuum inside your charcoal canister to keep the vapors from escaping. When this gets plugged up, the engine cannot draw enough vacuum to seal up the system, and it throws that code. So when that happens, what you want to do is actually physically pull this thing down and pull out those little filter screens and clean this thing out. Now, if you live in the city, a lot of times you can go years without this being a problem. But out here, look at our roads. It's all this real fine, dusty silt, and these things just plug up constantly. And you know, to the best of my knowledge, GM has been using this exact same, well, a very similar, if not the exact same design since I think 2000 when they first introduced the LS motors in these trucks and the 5.3 liter Vortec. I don't think the older 5.7 Vortecs had them. But I know that my 2000 Yukon had it, my 2007 Tahoe has it, our 2018 Silverado has it, this is a 2017 Tahoe. So for the last 20 plus years, they've been using this thing. You would think at some point they would realize that sticking it up here in the dustiest part of the wheel well area is probably not the greatest idea. But, you know, not everybody lives in the desert, so maybe the engineers just didn't think of that, but I don't know. After blowing the filter screens out, I still, once I took the cap off, got all of this crap falling out of this thing. I mean, it's all over me. It's everywhere. And this entire hose was filled with silt. And I can probably still get some more out. Yeah, it's still falling out. Look at this. See if I can, I don't know if I'll be able to get this on the camera or not, but look at that. It's just caked full. So when you live out in the desert, this is a huge problem. Oh, look at that. The whole hose is still full of dirt. So you don't want to go blowing compressed air into here, because the last thing you want to do is force all the debris in this tube actually physically up into your charcoal canister. As much debris as in here right now, it still might actually, the canister might be trashed. I don't know. But after seeing this, it's going to have to become a part of our regular maintenance out here. Every couple of months we're going to have to blow this tube out. Or at the very least, pull the filter screen off and clean it out. I think a better solution would be to cut this end off of it right here, find some comparable size, like either fuel line hose or plastic tubing or something, and run this vent line along the frame rail up into the engine bay behind the headlight or something. That way, I mean, that's a risk, because if that hose ever gets compromised, you could have a really big evap leak, and it'd be a lot harder to trace than just right here. But, you know, the environment that we're in out here, I mean, look at this. There's just this silt everywhere. And as you can see, it completely filled up this hose. So I'll have to play with that a little bit. But a P0446 code, this guy here would be the first place I would check. Anyway, I'm going to quit talking and get this thing done. But thank you guys for watching. Any questions, leave me a comment. If you like these tips and if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button. Give me a subscribe. More of this will be coming in the coming weeks and months. So thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.